This is going to go on YouTube someday.
We're all people.
Turn mine up.
I just got to stay close to it.
You turn the music down.
Yeah.
It's pretty gentle music.
Oh, the original painting is here. Ah, I love it. Did AI do that or did you do that?
No, I did that. Yeah. We just used AI as a sort of an inspiration to get an idea of what Gaia might look like, what Zeus might look like, and so on. And then I took those images and changed them quite a bit, actually. But nonetheless, followed a lot of what was there as well. So it's a combination of things. Basically.
Robert, that's a great job. Look at
Oh,
look at everyone.
Thank you all so much for being here. It's just really overwhelming to me to see so many good friends and neighbors showing up for this event, which has been a long time in the making. Thank you for your patience. I've mentioned this novel so many times to so many people that even I was beginning to feel like it was fake news. But for me, it wasn't fake. My characters became my best friends. I really did have a blast writing this book. Last Christmas Eve with Suzanne Grefschein. Is Suzanne here? I'm sorry she couldn't make it. I was telling her about the book and I shared my disappointment that I hadn't made it for the holiday shopping spree. And was trying to figure out another appropriate time, and she immediately said, well, why not Earth Day? Duh. Thank you, Suzanne, for giving me exactly what I needed, a deadline. After 3 stressful months of revising and navigating the Kindle Create self-publishing software, here we are. It's a done deal. What better day than Earth Day to launch the publication of a novel in which Earth herself is a central character? And what better place for us to gather than right here in the Glenda Ingham room. So who exactly is Gaia? How many people in this room were familiar with Gaia before they met me? Less than half. Many people have never heard of her. Maggie, one of my characters in my novel, is an exception. I'm not going to read any long passages from the book, just a few short ones to give you a taste of prose. Here's an excerpt from chapter 16. Maggie is taking a class in world history from Mr. ZZ at Miracosta High in Hermosa Beach, California, where she was born and raised by her adoring two moms. Maggie was an exception. Papa's frequent use of the name Gaia and his occasional insinuations that Maggie might be one of her daughters had planted a seed that was beginning to germinate. She knew that Gaia was more or less equivalent to Mother Earth, but until now she hadn't been exposed to the full context of Greek mythology to enrich her understanding. She devoured everything assigned and asked for more. She spent several Saturday afternoons on the strand by the beach taking a poll. Excuse me, do you know who Gaia is? She was often dismissed as an evangelist or some kind of solicitor. Those who paused long enough to respond fell into three groups: oblivious, vaguely familiar with, or fully aware of Gaia's identity as a Greek goddess of birth. The data suggested that Gaia was even more obscure than Mary Magdalene before the Da Vinci Code. Thus, Maggie decided to write a paper entitled "Whatever Happened to Gaia?" describing the fecundity and sordid lifestyle of the Greek pantheon, including Gaia herself, and speculating on the cause of her decline. She ended her essay with a lamentation on Gaia's present-day obscurity, as documented with statistics from the survey she took. At a parent-teacher conference, two moms were overwhelmed by ZZ's heaping of praise on their daughter. "Students like Maggie make teaching worthwhile," he said. "I think I'm learning more from her than she is from me, especially about Gaia." By graduation time, Maggie's interest in Gaia had gone into remission. It would soon return in a big way. So, I can't pinpoint my first awareness of Gaia. Her name first came to my attention after James Lovelock attached it to a scientific hypothesis which posits the biosphere as a living, breathing organism that regulates the environment for the benefit of its diverse constituents. Whether that happens intentionally or coincidentally is something to debate. But with a name like Gaia, it was inevitable that the hypothesis would be embraced by New Age thinkers who were struck by its spiritual overtones. Disclosure, I am one of them. Tempered by science. After diving into the Gaia literature, I realized that much of what I wanted to write about had already been covered quite well by others. At the same time, like Maggie, I was struck by how few people had ever heard of the ancient goddess, let alone the modern hypothesis that bears her name, or the metaphor of Earth as a living organism. I concluded that fiction might be a more effective way to spread the word of Gaia, so to speak. This book is about many things: nature, religion, environmental activism, ecotourism, big oil, feminism, to name a few. It is also about birds, referred to by Maggie's grandfather as angels of Gaia. Maggie herself has a general interest in shorebirds instilled by her two moms, who arranged for her to be born on the beach and baptized in the ocean. As a child, she develops a unique and sometimes intense connection to a particular one-legged gull named Herman, who stimulates her inner dialogue in a manner reminiscent of that caged gorilla named Ishmael in a novel by that name. Anybody familiar with that novel? Yeah, it was a popular one. I gave it. After graduation from Miracosta, Maggie moves across the country to Durwood, Maryland. just up the pike, where she lives with her grandparents while attending Joe Hoppy, a nearby fictional college where she specializes in deep ecology. She meets up online with an expert birder named Chewy. Chewy is from Ecuador, home to more than twice as many species of bird as in all of North America. He attends Cornell University and works part-time at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. He illegally husbands a captive pair of Baltimore Orioles that he extracted at birth from a nest in a sycamore tree in the house. Behind the house, he shares with Daniel, a graduate student of entomology. He names them Barack and Michelle. The following spring, he releases the yearlings into a makeshift aviary, curious to learn whether they are able to instinctively build a proper nest without ever having seen one. That will be the central question of his senior thesis. The outcome is described on page 287. Once they started, it didn't take long to finish, despite the many trips required. Chewy mounted a camera on a tripod just inside the attic window. When absent, he set the camera on a time lapse. Most of the technical work was performed by Michelle, with Barack content to merely retrieve construction materials for his mate. She wound several long fibers around the branch with their ends hanging down. Other strands were woven among them until the structure took on the appearance of a small, tattered basketball net. Using her beak like a knitting needle, she continued to fill in the gaps until the cup was fully formed, almost opaque. Then she added pieces of softer material, periodically testing the feel of the cup by sitting in it momentarily. Finally, it was time to unload the weight of the fertile eggs that were ready to roll off her assembly line. 2 weeks later, Chewy climbed high enough into the tree to reach the nursery chamber with his GoPro on a stick. The nest cup was largely obscured by 4 wide-open, moist pink throats, out of which poured continual pleas. "Those babies are going to need a lot of caterpillars," said Daniel, when shown the short video. "Too bad that's not an oak tree. Oaks host hundreds of insects. Sycamores only 2 or 3. You better supplement." So Chewy kept the feeding platform replenished with mealworms. The helpless naked chicks responded to the bounty by sprouting dark gray feathers that grew noticeably longer each day as their parents delivered the little sacks of protein and lipid that would otherwise have morphed into a moth.
Janelle,
Yes,
don't you know the author pretty well?
I know him very well. He was best man in our wedding.
Have you read some of his material?
I have.
And
I read his autobiography.
Are you excited about this one?
I'm very excited about this one because he has put his heart and soul into it like anything I've ever seen before. So
That's
looking
wonderful.
forward to it.
So you're Gary Griswold. Do you know the artist? I mean, do you know the author?
Yes, he's my brother-in-law.
Oh my God! Were you any part of the inspiration for this book?
Maybe the smallest amount, you know. I mean, I'm real worried about future decades down the road and later, environmentally speaking, and climate speaking.
So you love Gaia.
Yeah.
Ladies, you know the author, don't you?
Oh, I think so.
Did you enjoy
He's
the?
present, isn't he? Yeah. We even know the photographer.
Are you looking forward to reading the book?
Absolutely. Yes.
And Liz, you're in a book club, aren't you?
I am in the book club.
Do you think you might recommend this one?
I think, well, I'll have to read it first.
All right,
But
Barry.
then I think, if I like it, I think got recommended for the book club.
Because we listen to your reps.
And half my book club was here, so I'm sure it will be recommended.
Wonderful.
For my book club.
Thank you.
He's standing next to a famous author. Like
I was going to say, aren't you both pretty famous authors? Bob, do you love Gaia? Do you love Gaia?
I love him.
You're going to love her even more after reading Kenny's book.